Hi, in this video I am going to be working out the content for a future video, but you never know, sometimes I do these sort of test videos and they turn out so well that I actually use them. So there's the disclaimer. Okay, so we are looking at SWeb 6 VC, the concept of voice command website and app maker. Right, so let's just go and read some of the text. We're going to skip past this and go straight to the instructions. Okay, because we're going to see what we're doing. Okay, so number one, choose a theme. Okay, so the idea here is, well, let's read it out. The theme is the overall look of the website. Currently, we have only one theme attached to SWeb 5. For SWeb 6, we will create many themes, and designers will be encouraged to create for the platform by the T2 Quantum Analytica. For now, we're choosing the Villa Secrets theme. So that's the theme. We can see it on a few different websites. Cape Villas, for instance. Villa Secrets itself. Experience Africa. Okay. Stage 2. Show 4 different template examples. Okay, well, we kind of just did that, but let's show. Okay, so here's Cape Villas. Now, at the top, this has a big slider that is great for fast internet connections, not so great for slow internet connections. However, 99% of people we're advertising towards would use a high-speed internet connection. We do sometimes miss out on people being in locations such as, let's say, Bali, for instance, who are looking for vacation rental in another. The website would appear quite slow to them because of the slider. Also, the slider doesn't appear on mobile. So there's the debate whether to use a slider or not. Okay, so here's the Cape Villas, and this is one that I think we're probably going to use. We see 3 villas immediately at the top. We feature Stefan Antoni, the best architect possibly in the world. Then we show one particular villa. Then we show three villas across Africa. Now, remembering this is for a website called Luxury Villas Africa. And so far, we're seeing a lot of Africa and a lot of villas, which is great. Yeah, got a lot of villas there. And I think towards the end, it starts showing villas across Africa. Now, the only dilemma I've got is whether to see. There we go. We've seen a lot of villas across Africa, but a lot in Cape Town. Now, I'm not sure whether to use this template as our starting point or whether to use this one, Experience Africa, which is kind of the same thing but another way around, and it doesn't start with a slider. It starts with just this image and obviously the name Experience Africa. Now here we start with a good portfolio of villas, so this would be good for Luxury Villas Africa. I would make this twice the height. Africa's leading safari brands. I would change that to Africa's leading villa safari brands. It goes straight away with more villas from Singita. Villas by Virgin, Royal Portfolio, private islands, exclusive use private islands. Then we go back to some architect featured villas in Cape Town. Then we go really country by country, and this is more, yeah, I'm preferring this for leading villas of Africa because it really does show the prestige villas of Africa, and that's what the idea here is. Okay, so we've decided now. Basically, you know, these are quite complex, big pages. If you're selling fruit juices, you obviously don't need something as complicated as this. If you're selling legal services, much the same thing. The point here is, for this particular website, I've chosen a few already created websites that are similar, and I then get to copy one of these, whichever one I want. And now we go back to the SWeb instructions, having had a look at the template examples. We haven't had a look at LUTs guides, but we can save that for another day. Okay, so the next step, and as we can see, actually I haven't completed this page yet. I've written it out, I just haven't put it all in HTML. The next stage is to duplicate a template. So now we start showing SWeb off, and what I've got to do now is explain how this works, how I would adapt this to work verbally. So we've got to go into, and this looks a little bit less visually pleasing because we haven't really worked a great deal on, this is the CMS, the Content Management Suite. Okay, and to make a template, so let's just find out which template I used first of all. Let's just make sure. So I have to go to the assigned template to website, find, okay, so that's number 35 is the made quite early. Okay, yep, number 35. For now, I am going to go to number 35, which we go here, and all that you're seeing me do now would be verbally command, i.e. we would come and it would verbally prompt one to suggest what website they liked as their starting point to duplicate, and we would say duplicate experienceafrica.com. That would be the verbal command, and what that would do is simply tell this to find that Experience Africa template, which was this one here, yeah, and duplicate, verbally commanded by an LMA. Give the instruction, it simply tells this, when you hear the keywords experienceafrica.com duplicate website, you duplicate it. Okay. Now, in the CMS, this appears at the bottom, and the first thing one does is rename it. So that would be a verbal prompt, rename, and it would automatically rename it to the name of the site you were working on. That would make sense, wouldn't it? But for back here, I like to write instructions that let me know what it was before. So let's just put leading villas of Africa. No, is it leading villas? African? What is it? Luxury Villas Africa. Okay, yeah, that's actually better than leading villas Africa in a way. Luxury Africa was, and then I shortened that to xea.com, which was originally made, and yeah. Okay. Now remembering, this is just instructions for me to know how to navigate this little part of it. This would be made automatically. Someone just tried to phone me then and blanked off. This would be done automatically, named as Luxury Villas Africa because there is no need for knowing what duplicates there are if you're only creating the one website, which is what we're making this system for. Okay, so now that is renamed, I can edit content. So we click edit content. Now, instead of obviously clicking edit content, I would say, let's make some changes. And I would immediately say, change the text in the first widget. So I suppose it would say, widget 1, adapt text. You would have ideally one would probably have two cell phones, one to speak to and one to look at the website that we were duplicating. So one would have one cell phone basically sat down. Well, I suppose you could do it with just one cell phone, but it would be easier with two. So one's basically just sat there taking commands verbally, the other one looking. So here, obviously, the command would be change big text to leading luxury villas Africa. Simple enough for an LLMA, large language model. And because it's an LLMA, it would be able to automatically do this for us. I don't have to sit here and think of a new headline here. I would just say, LLMA, give me a appropriate sub-headline. So I'm going to do one that's not as good as GTP. Actually, well, we could even jump over to GTP and say, GTP, I'm making a little tag headline under the name Experience Africa on the website Experience Africa. The current headline says, can you come up with a different exciting headline for the website that is now called Luxury Villas Africa? That is no more than 10 words long. Please give me 3 different examples to choose from. Okay, so kind of like that one as a starter. And remembering, this is just a demo. Okay, so basically, well, obviously I have to put that in plain text, not HTML, but this is obviously the LMA programmers amongst us will know that this can all be done very easily by voice prompt. Actually, you wouldn't need to change because it would know that that top should be changed to Experience Africa should be changed to Luxury Villas Africa. And, you know, it will just rotate saying, give me a new option here. I like that. Okay, that's great. Save, obviously. It would save automatically. We wouldn't need to do that. Okay, so that's changed that header. Now, I would like to change this picture in the background because it's already been used on Experience Africa. I'm not going to do that right now because I really want to just get the basics done here. So, what else do we need to change? So we now switch over And yes, look, you know what? It would be nice for the person whose website this was to go through and go, you know what? These are my 6 favorite experiences, and put them at the top. For now, we're just going to leave these as they are because it's not actually. Okay, here's the. So this would be the second. We have to think of a name for it. Second text, big text section, something like that. It's got to be something quite simple. So I suppose the verbal command would be, hi SWeb, where we see Africa's leading safari brands in the second text block down, please change that to Africa's leading villa safari brands and just change that text below it to something new. Okay, so it would then, all we got to do is get it to change this. Villa brands, actually, villa brands, yeah. And got to obviously change this. Now this would be done automatically by the LMA. Welcome to Luxury Villas Africa. Now I hope you're starting to see the difference between this and WordPress. Because WordPress, you're starting with having to make everything from scratch. Whereas here, everything is already made and we're just adapting. And most of this can be done automatically without anybody having to do a thing. Everything that I've done here is logical. We could program that for, you know, these changes. Well, maybe this little Africa's leading villa brands would be something that someone would like to verbally command it, but that's the point of SWeb v6 verbal command, is that we can do that. Voice command, not verbal command. Okay, let's have another look at Experience Africa. Now that's fine because that's just showing a particular brand, another brand, another brand. So this is all perfect because these are all brands, and be they safaris, be they villas, they're pretty much, I mean, it goes straight into villas in Cape Town. I like that. And we're going back into Africa and we're seeing, yeah, this is really appropriate for luxury villas Africa. The Western Cape, definitely. So I think there's only going to be a subtle change right at the end, and this is where it says Experience Africa, and that'll just change to, oh, of course I've got to do it on here. Aha, hold on, that is Vanif ready to speak to us. So I'm just going to pause this video. Okay, I'm back with you, and this is actually a good test because I haven't done videos for a while. Did start the other day and I did 3 different tests, and each time when I had to pause I came back hitting the blue button which ended the recording. This time I've managed to avoid that pitfall. Okay, so what are we looking at here? Yeah. Yes. We had to go to the bottom of... Hang on. No. Here we go, yeah. We now have to go to the bottom here. Change the experience to Luxury Villas Africa. Okay, and let's use the LMA again to just change this text here. Remember to be polite to the LMA. I think if you're not polite to AI, you're not a polite person in general. thanks GPT. I went with the second one. At the bottom of the page, there's a longer text line that says, actually, I like that so much. I'm going to keep that as it is, actually. There's no need to change it. Okay, so with that in mind, this is done, and I could have made those changes in what? A minute? Okay, so remember to save it, and now all we got to do is go back to, well, the assign template to websites and go to Luxury Villas Africa and change it to the one we've just created. I'm just going to change the date on that because it's going to get confusing. Okay, there we go. So that saves automatically. Let's just check that. Refresh the page. Where's that Luxury Villas Africa? Now, of course, this isn't stuff that the verbal command needs to do, because this is how to manage many different websites at the same time, whereas the verbal command is really for one person to make one website. Where is it? There we go. Yeah, that's so. Now let's have a move over to see Luxury Villas Africa. Okay, there we go. Luxury Villas Africa at the top. Discover opulence in Africa's premier villa sanctuaries. Not bad. I want to improve this logo on the left. Africa's leading villa brands. You know, that's all it really takes. Then just a note that we wouldn't copy another company's website in the same location. The idea here would be that Experience Africa, what you're doing is you're reselling their portfolio in a different location. If, for instance, Experience Africa was based in Cape Town. Say you're a California-based company selling African experiences. You would just choose an Experience Africa page that they've already made, which we just seen, and then adapt the text to your liking. It's that simple. Okay, so there you go. Whilst this has been a 24-minute video, the actual verbal commands and to change it from one website to another really would have only taken about 2 minutes. And okay, this is Nick Ray Ball on the 9th of November 2023 saying thank you very much, and have a great day.